Hi guys, it is Urchik here, and today there will be another guide for newbies. We will talk about the new dark hero Nidhoggr, how to get him from the event, and which team should you make to make the new hero shine. And do you really need Nidhoggr? The 30th of April, Nidhoggr arrived. We can summon Nidhoggr for 2400 gems 10 times. Every 150 summons we will get guaranteed Nidhoggr. Then some packs for top up. Also we will get darkness pieces just for logging in the game, and we can use them on darkness puzzle to get at the final day free Nidhoggr. Also we have another top up packs for upgrading your Nidhoggr. And the last one is a shop. I personally find that shop ultra expensive for Omega Whales and Krakens. For example, for 100 refined crystals to make your ultimate equipment level 1, you will need 100 of Dragon Soul, and 100 of Dragon Soul you can get from summoning 100 times. It will cost you 24k gems to get your one ultimate equipment for the first level. Then I made a small paint project for you. How to get 5 copies of Nidhoggr to make him 10 star. You will need eventually 72k gems if you don't want to spend your money. If you spend 72k gems on summoning, you will get a bit more than 250 Dragon Soul. That is one copy from a shop. Then you will get 2 guaranteed copies for 150 summons. So there are already 3 Nidhoggrs. And the fourth one is for 300 summons. You can see that reward if you click at the top left on your screen. And the fifth one you will get from Darkness Puzzle for free. So for 72k gems you will get 5 copies of Nidhoggr, and if you have no gems you can buy gems for 570 bucks to get 72k. 570 bucks if you buy that packs. Instead of buying gems for 570 bucks you can spend your money a bit more rationally and buy some packs for 100 bucks that will give you one Nidhoggr. So choose wisely. You can test Nidhoggr in memory pieces, but Nidhoggr is given without any artifacts and talents and runes, I think. So you can't really understand if he is good or not, but one thing you can understand that he is not triple S tier hero, because triple S heroes are good just from the box, even without enough stars, without talents, runes, like Sanguinus. Even if he is 8 stars, he will still boost your team a lot. So now you know how to get 5 copies of Nidhoggr without topping up, just spend 72k gems. And now let's see Nidhoggr skills in details. And let's find out what is the ideal team for Nidhoggr. First of all, new hero figure. Looks pretty sick, I like it. Then the first skill, Dragon Dash. Nidhoggr does 360 physical damage towards one enemy that stands in front. But I have tested, he can hit not only the enemy that stands in the front row, he can also hit the enemy's back row. And he can ignore 30% of their defense with 40% chance. Not a bad skill. So the second skill is some passive stats, and Nidhoggr becomes immune to all crowd control. That's a really decent passive skill, so he can't be taunted by Sanguinus or Wukong. He can't be frozen by Tiamat, Aurora or Augustus. Each turn he will deal damage. There is no way he will miss a turn. Let's go now to the fourth skill. The less HP Nidhoggr has, the more damage it will do. That means that running Michael in your team with Nidhoggr is a bit counterproductive, because Michael heals the ally with the lowest HP, so Nidhoggr will lose his damage from the passive because he's being healed much more. The ideal place for Nidhoggr is frontline, where he will lose his HP fast and then he will hit like a truck with those passives. And the third skill is the most interesting, Dragon Rage. He deals 130% physical damage to all enemies, and if you lay that slow, fear, bleeding, curse 4 debuffs on the enemy, you will get a lot of goodies. First, slow effect, 15 extra damage and ignore 10% of defense. For slow debuff, the best thing is to have runes on Moses with a slow debuff, because Moses always attacks all enemies, so he will have the most chance to apply slow effect. Bringing Aurora for slow effect, it will ruin your team. He deals 15 extra damage and increases crit rate by 100% if target is under fear. Who provides fear? Fear. Only Charlotte. Her first skill will apply on the first turn Fear with the 80% chance for 2 turns, increasing the damage on enemies by 30%. So 30 extra damage from Fear and 15 extra damage from the skill and 100% crit rate. That's a decent buff to Nidhogg's damage. Then 15 extra damage and restore HP by 400% of extra damage if target is under bleeding. So there are only 2 core units that gives you bleeding. The most effective one is Diana's skill 4, that is passive counter attack. Whenever she is hit by an enemy, she will counter attack and apply bleeding for 2 rounds. But Diana is quite bad. Nidhoggr is only for late game use, and Diana falls off in the late game. Another choice is Set, but Set has only skill 1 to apply bleeding, and that skill has only 1 target, and he has cooldown for 2 turns, so Set is also bad for bleeding. Then let's see the last one. Deals 20% extra damage and increases crit damage by 40% if target is under curse. So there are only 2 units that provides curse. First one is Sphinx. All her skills except her passive apply curse on the enemy, and also Burial can apply curse only with the skill 3. Now that we know all his skills, let's make perfect team for him. First of all, we need Nidhoggr. Then we need Sphinx to apply curse on everyone in order to boost Nidhoggr's damage. Then we need Charlotte to have 30% damage more from her skill and 15 extra damage from Nidhoggr's skill and 100% crit rate. Then we have 2 spare spots. Burial is a bad choice for that free spot because she has only 1 skill with curse. Diana falls off in the late game, and Set also falls off because there are better units that Set. So Sanguinus is triple S tier. He is the best unit in the game by far. He will be forced, and Moses is still the best damage dealer in this game. Team looks like that. Curse from Sphinx, Fear from Charlotta, Stun from Moses, and also Slow from Moses runes, and Sanguinus that will turn the enemy and he will improve the survivability of team a lot. What do I think about the team? First of all, it is not for early on mid game, only late game. Also you need to make Nidhoggr really beefy, a lot of attack, full ultimate equipment set. Also it is quite hard to get Charlotta, Sphinx, and also Nidhoggr, and you will need to crunch a lot of numbers in order to speed tune the team. So first all the debuffs are applied and then Nidhoggr will go. Nidhoggr has a high speed, so be careful while speed tuning the team. Yesterday we had the X-Server tournament and there was a fight between 2 whales, Rez and Lao Lao, and Rez had fully maxed out Nidhogg. Let's see how Nidhogg performed in practice. As you see, Rez was facing Lao Lao. Rez is much more powerful than Lao Lao, and his Nidhogg is fully maxed, 300k attack, 4 million HP, insane, 9k death. He has 2 pieces of Arrogance set and 2 pieces of Truth set. Bloodthirst Dispel, Besting Mitigation, that rune is pretty bad, but the Space rune is okay. The only thing that he is missing for ideal Nidhoggr team is to replace Michael with Charlotta, because Charlotta will give Fear, that's 30% more damage, and also that will give 15 extra damage, and it will increase crit rate to 100%. So Charlotta will boost Nidhoggr damage by 2 times. So let's check the battle. You see from the result, fully maxed out Nidhoggr did not a lot of damage. Sphinx and Moses done a lot of more, and that is quite sad that fully maxed out Nidhoggr does almost the same damage as Sang. So my final verdict about Nidhoggr is that if Nidhoggr is a solo player, he is A tier. If he is paired with Sphinx, he is S tier. If he is used with Sphinx, Charlotta, Sanguinus and Moses, He is double S tier damage dealer. In conclusion, I strongly don't recommend newbies or mid-game players buying a new hero. If you're a late-game player, then you will need a team that you see at the top of the screen. But I don't really know is it worth building that team, ideal team for Nidhoggr. Because you can build F2P friendly team that has Lao. I think if that team had the same power as Res had 12 million power, I think that team will win Nidhoggr, because Ares with full ultimate equipment and Constellation is really strong. Gaia will heal a lot, Set will do great damage. Also you can see Grusek team, his team is pay to win friendly. It also seems really nice, and I also think that his team will win Nidhoggr if he was 12 million power. So guys, thanks for attention. That was my review of Nidhoggr. Please subscribe, smash the like button, and if you have questions, ask in comments.